So, Mr. Velasquez, you have a game to propose for us today?
Yes, after much development at Halcyon Studios, we believe the time and effort put into our project is worth to be backed.
Don't get your hopes up too fast. Out of the 22 companies that have presented to us this month, only 3 so far have been accepted.
Well, let's see if we can turn that number up to 4 this month after I show you what I have here.
So, Musion Fighters is the name. Show us footage of your demo and we'll consider whether it's worth our time or not.
As you wish.
Get ready, fighters! Go for broke!
So, what do you think?
Wow, we usually get a lot of young designers presenting demos that are buggy, have poor visuals and or sound, but this may actually be eligible for publication. It fits the criteria of what we want to see in these presentations. Well, that was a nice tech demo you showed us. What is the game about and the goal for it?
Musion Fighters is a 2D fighting game that will include up to 28 characters, 12 stages, and a feature that is called the Fighter Factory. The Fighter Factory allows players to create their own custom characters through a list of pre-made assets and even their own custom ones. It may seem like a daunting task to create your own character, but after fiddling around with the pre-made assets, players will eventually get used to using the custom assets for themselves.
This is certainly something we've never seen before in any of our previous presentations. I think the odds of you getting accepted are in your favor. Can you leave the room while I discuss this with my coworkers now?
Yes, thank you. Okay, so before I begin the Q&A, I'm going to show you a 3-minute video, a little over 3 minutes, for how I created the characters in that Mugen game. So just sit tight. Alright then, let's open up Fighter Factory 3 and show you how I made the character Shelly. Of course, she is just a port from Draglade DS game. Again, I had to import all her sprites and then reanimate and incorporate the code. It's a lot of work, and you'll see why. If we go into her sprites, you can see here it contains just about every single sprite she has and the animations that will follow up. I'll talk more about this later for now, but let's move into the animations. Animations are also incredibly important. Here you can see I can animate the character frame by frame, sprite by sprite. There's an animation for every single action. Every single action she does has to be animated. There's an animation for walking, running, jumping, attacking, projectiles. And it can be a lot of work to animate all this, which is why you usually have an animator on the team solely focusing on this stuff alone, or with other animators, of course. And here is the CNS code, this enormous list of all her code that is to be compiled into the game. And yes, I know, there is a lot. This is probably where most of the time in creating a character comes into. In the CNS code, you pretty much affect every single aspect of the character. How fast she runs, how high she jumps, how much health she has, how much damage she does, how fast her projectiles are, how many projectiles she can fire in a single sequence. It's a lot to take in, which is why coders will usually be familiar with all the unique wording that's inside the code. And here are all her sprites, a big list of every single sprite she has that will be incorporated into the game, about 233 different drawings. And on top of that, it all has to be animated and coded within the game. really gives you the idea of how long these projects take. Here's one of her battle intros that didn't load up for some reason, but here it is. You see her as she breaks the ice into a weapon. This one image contains about 22 different drawings. 22 different drawings for just a few seconds of animation. See? Animators do have it as bad as coders. Okay, staying on topic. Well, yeah, every single sprite has to be animated frame per frame. So yeah, that's about it in terms of making a character in Mugen.
Okay, so it's April 15th, 2025, and I'm here at Halcyon Studios in my office ready to give a Q&A video to the folks over at the R Game Design subreddit. If you don't know what that is, it's basically a forum where game designers, veteran and young, come together and congregate to share the arts of game design with each other. So hopefully some of those fledgling designers can see this video and learn something from it. Tom Banks asks, what got you into game design? Well, Tom Banks, I always took pride in creating things that others can enjoy, whether that be music, art, or games. It just so happens that game design allows me to express my creative freedom and work with others towards a common goal. I still remember the first day I created my first 2D platformer game, and even though it was buggy and unfair, still, it got a lot of people, well, actually, no, it just got a few people talking about it online, but still, that was enough to encourage me to keep moving forward, and I felt like game design would really take advantage of my strengths and passions, which it did, and that's how I got here today. Okay, so Kitty Purry asks, how did you become a game designer? Well, after getting my digital media degree in college, I knew that I couldn't just get a job right off the bat, since I didn't actually got any real experience in the field other than just schooling. Because video game companies don't care whether if you just have the degree or, well, of course you need the degree, but they want more than just knowing that you went to school and got knowledge for it. They want to know that you've actually done the internships, the shadowing, or whatever to get the experience you need. So basically, I actually did a few internships in between college and after graduating, and I managed to do a little bit of freelancing in the meantime when I was searching for some internships. So moving on, and that's what got me into an actual job into the field at Halcyon Studios, because I actually got the experience from real life companies. You see, because what a game designer is their purpose is to create and manage the development of a game. You'll be working with multiple people, like other designers, writers, sound designers, artists, animators, marketers, producers. You're going to be working with a lot of different people of differing professions. So you're going to need really good communication skills and be able to translate your ideas over to them. Other things like a solid grounding of logic, at least an understanding of a coding language, at least have some math skills up to advanced algebra. And most importantly, you need to learn to accept feedback from your coworkers, because you are your worst critic. Yeah, those are just a few of the important skills you'll need to become a game designer. I just hope those will help you give you an idea about it when you actually jump into the field. Okay, final question of the Q&A. Red asks, what was your career pathway into your job? Well, Red, that's a pretty specific question, but I like it. Maybe it will inspire others to take a similar path I did. Or not? Well, I started in Valencia and went to UCF to get my AA degree in Associated Arts. Combining Valencia and UCF, it costed me around $15,000. And this was backed by Florida prepaid as a financial aid. And some resources that helped me are talk to your counselor whenever you have any concerns about anything immediately. Okay, don't wait. Second, always take tutoring in any class you're struggling with, because math was definitely one I needed help with. And finally, don't be scared to talk to your professors. They don't bite, most of them anyways, but that's just common knowledge. Anyways, that's the end of the Q&A. If you want to email me for any more questions, the link's down in the description. And that's about it. Have a wonderful day.